Have you ever milked the clitoris? Just wondering. Okay.
I don't think it works that way.
Like you need a little thing.
Just stroke it.
Bob, I think you were drunk and he lied to you about a clitoris.
My
Warning! Caffeinated Conquest features adult nerds using adult language. Seriously, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm also sort of writing down learn French in my notebook.
And you just learn French, learn French, learn French.
Just oui, baguette, omelette du fromage, sabat.
To be fair, I believe Sabat is a French term.
I believe it comes from Hamlet. Actually, the witch's Sabbath.
Oh right. What am I thinking of? I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid.
Sabatou.
Something wicked this way comes.
No, I wasn't thinking about that. That's too smart. Anyway, moving along.
Now, these claims are dubious, especially since Canaanites do not tend to live long within the auspices of the Sabbat. However, those that do are usually very keen on devouring one another. So it's entirely possible that he may have had his fair share of, shall we say, heavy meals.
You see, what happened was you Diablo-ized somebody, right? But it wasn't actually them. It was another Malkavian. And he also Diablo-ized Malkavian.
So he's compound crazy.
You Diablo-ized the same person. And now you can talk to each other. It's a little gay.
Wait.
So you're talking to yourself?
No, you're talking to this through the same person that you both Diablo-ized. Which I'm sure is somehow mechanically feasible.
Have you witnessed him display any of his disciplines?
I can't say that I have. I'm certain that you know that using disciplines within Elysium is frowned upon, and this is typically the only time we meet. He has always been perfectly calm and cordial to me.
Too calm.
Too cordial.
He's too trustworthy. What's his angle? Does he have any followers?
How many ducks does he have?
Followers?
Underlings?
Minions.
Minions?
The little yellow ones.
Allies. Context?
Mentors?
Does he have mentors?
5 dots and mentor from a Camarilla Primogen. Who is it?
It is tough to know things about the clan of Seers. Even once you think you've pinned something down, they will happily prove you wrong with a laugh. To the best of my knowledge, his influence, beyond that of the Primogen, is simply what he can accrue at the school. Perhaps students or teachers' aides.
So then none of the kind.
Beyond students and teachers' aides, none that I know. However, as Primogen, I suppose he technically would command the respect of his entire clan. Although I can't speak to how many of them actually like him, any more than I could speak to how many Ventru actually like me. I'm sure every one of them would like to snap at my throat if given a chance.
Just slip a note under the door. I like you. I think you're cool.
Josh, you put him in a locker.
Do you actually do that? That'd be funny.
Nobody likes you. Oh, I like me.
Very well, you've given me much to think about. I require time to ruminate.
Of course. Is there anything else I can do for you that's perhaps more tangible? I feel almost as if I've told you nothing. Forgive me, but as I said before, I don't have any contact with the Primogen outside of official dealings. To be honest, most of them I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. You get 10-foot pole.
What about 10 millimeter?
Ah, yes, metric.
Oh,
I guess that's a 3-meter pole. All right, so let's go back to you because I've dawdled on Byrick for a while. What are you gonna do about getting a car? I'll tell you what. Let's make this fucking easy because I don't want to deal with it. I want to move along. I want to play the game.
But we are playing the game.
Because of the help that you're showing and gathering the Primogen and stuff, he'll give you a loaner car to use. With under the stipulation that Murphy never sees the keys.
I'll hand them to Betty. He's like,
You gonna make him invisible first?
Driver of a loaner
I don't have
car.
chemistry. I was like, I will try. Murphy has this way of being resourceful.
So it's nothing particularly special. It's kind of a nice car, but it's a nice car for the 40s when all the good shit was going to the war effort. So it's pretty brand new. Betty hops in, starts the car, peels out. You roll past Murphy's window and try not to look.
You hear it.
You sort of see Sally seductively pulling Murphy closer, and Murphy's
just like,
It's like
Stuffing dribbles in his mouth.
hey, hot tail. So, where are we going?
I believe you said downtown there's homeless people. Right?
Yes.
To the downtown area.
What are we doing there?
Feeding on the homeless.
You sure that's safe? Ain't some of them sick?
Yeah. Probably. We don't typically get their diseases.
Okay. I guess there's a lot I need to know. So
What have they taught you?
you drink your things here.
Well, that one Weasley little Italian guy with the ghost taught me how to seduce people. I don't think it worked too good because the guy I was able to seduce had a dead hooker in his trunk. Murphy taught me if I shoot myself in the foot, it won't hurt.
I believe Murphy was trying to instill the knowledge that bullets cause very superficial damage. If
Yeah,
anything.
blasted himself right in the fucking shoe, didn't flinch. You heard the gunshot. I don't know why he did that.
He's trying his best, I'm sure. And as far as the seduction goes,
That's Marlowe's specialty.
don't beat yourself up, I guess, about the whole the man having a dead hooker. It happens.
Apparently.
Like I have seduced many a man with a dead hooker.
Many shisha bars just have dead hookers in the back. So, I guess, basics. When you suck people, you don't have to kill them.
Oh, yeah? Ooh, wish I'd known that earlier. I kind of killed that dead hooker guy. Felt
You
kind of right.
Probably deserved it. Some people do deserve to die.
Is it bad that I enjoyed it as much as I did?
That's yet to be seen.
I felt bad about it. I remember feeling bad about it, but there was something deep in me. You know what I mean? Like something subconscious that was getting off on it almost.
I was about to say that might have been the beast.
The beast? Is a beast involved?
Yes.
Like a furry animal beast?
No, it's more like this dark yearning that every vampire has. Some people think that it's just the human part amplified to be darker.
What do you think it is?
I think that when we become part of this unlife, it's a part of us. And to deny it only makes it that much more agitated.
That makes sense. A little while ago, when Murphy was kidnapping me from the hospital, right? I was running. The stupid bastard tried to tell me it was a dream and I was flying. The stupid bastard. Anyway, so there's a security guard chasing us, right? And all of a sudden, I just feel more hungry than I've ever been in my life. And this guy's just standing there, and I can fucking see the veins popping out and pulsating in his neck. I fixate on it. It's all I could think about. And I just jump on the guy. Like, I don't do it, but I do it. You know what I mean? Like, it was something else controlling my body. And I come to later, and the guy's dead. And Murphy's, like, shoving him in the sewer.
Murphy has a strange way of doing things, but yes, that's...
Yeah, I heard that tonight. Must be doing something right.
That's that hunger. That's part of the beast. And again, it's part of you now.
So
you can kick and scream, and it's, in my opinion, not gonna help. However,
I don't have to kill people, but the beast makes me kill people.
The beast is hungry, and you can satisfy it. You don't have to kill people to do that, though. You can if you want to, though. I'm not here to judge you, but usually it's better to not to.
So what do I do then?
Take just a little bit of what you need. Humans have a certain amount in their body that you can take, where if you can take just a little bit, they'll be fine, they can recover, and you can move on to your next target.
But when I was drinking that security guy, I didn't have a choice. I just took as much as I wanted.
You were very hungry. The first change is always, or after the change, it's difficult for people. But with practice, you'll get used to just not completely devouring them.
So we're gonna practice that tonight.
That's right, Betty.
Does she go from having 2 negative dots in mentor back to 0?
Yeah, just about.
Little by little.
Murphy Fierro. Roll initiative. I'm kidding.
Was Battle of the Beast?
Dodge her flurry of sexual advances.
Her scabrous hand begins traveling up your inner thigh.
Can I go outside for this?
No, Tom, there's mosquitoes.
The real vampires in this
I'll
world.
take the mosquitoes.
The real vampires in this world.
I don't know if I'm feeling up to it right now.
What's wrong? You can't be low on blood. You just drank all those gerbils, and you can't be tired. There's plenty of hours left to go.
Can you describe to me how I was before?
You were the most sensitive, sensual man I had ever met. You told me how beautiful you thought I was. You told me that how much you loved me. You kissed me like no man had ever kissed me before when I felt your tongue in my mouth. Dancing amidst my own slithering, the two becoming one. I felt almost as if I ascended to a higher being.
All right. Thank you, Sally. That was a beautiful story.
I'm gonna go vomit now.
Now,
Should I make Murphy do a frenzy check?
Yes.
what?
Or at least roll fortitude to see if he vomits blood.
Rotrick. That's getting too hot.
It's getting so hot in here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually don't remember any of this happening. My friend tell me I've been acting kind of weird. I don't remember like the last fucking 3 hours of what happened.
Don't you dare call us your friends.
Mark Zant slips a note under your door.
We're not your
Nobody
friends.
likes you.
I can understand that from when I was a younger age, sometimes when you get a little over fucked up, you forget what to do. You do it with a few girls that you may not want to. But this is not to say that I did not want to in the state that I was.
So you're telling me you don't remember anything of what we just did?
That's how great it was.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Well, then let me remind you. And she sort of like places her hands on her chest and throws you back down again on the bed.
You're trying to get up with that potence.
She's so strong. Oh God, how can I fix this? Can I cast Chemistry on her face?
Just cast a paper bag?
With a smiley face.
You're just like, I don't know, chemistry. Alright.
You know what's funny? Murphy wouldn't know this. Sally, having cloaked the gathering, is clearly a master of obfuscate and could change her physical appearance to anything she wanted to. But because because Burbank accepted her as she was, she doesn't feel the need to do that. Also, it'd feel exactly the same.
Just like scales.
I mean, some people are into that, Tom.
So, wait a minute. Do you know who I am?
Of course.
The whole Camarilla knows who you are.
Why aren't you turning me in?
It's a little embarrassing. Let's just say I had it bad for a guy that didn't exactly feel the same way, and I wanted to help him even though I knew he'd never care about me.
That's
Not that I
unfortunate.
don't care.
You see,
Try to care. We can still be friends.
maybe
That means you can never be friends.
I am being too forward. I'm sorry. It's just
No,
I
no.
never had nobody care about me the way you do, Murphy. Not since, maybe years ago. I used to be beautiful. I used to have men falling at my feet, dreaming about me at night, wanting to be with me, and then they turned me into this.
Oh, this sob story again.
Hey, this is the first time he's heard it.
I know, but...
And she just kind of, this little trickle of blood pools in her eye and then starts worming its way down. You're the first one to ever look at me with anything but disgust.
Disgust.
I didn't.
Swallows ramen.
No. I gently wipe her tear away.
I'm high as shit.
You know, I feel like I used to have a purpose. I used to try and figure out how I could protect people as much as possible, especially my family and my friends, but that never worked out for me. I always got into trouble. People never trusted me. Never did everything that I was supposed to do. Kind of cut around the rules and everything, and then this happened to me.
Alright, well, what about
this
Murphy?
sob story again.
All I was trying to do was figure out who was killing all these women. And when I find out, I get turned into this and thrown into a world I knew nothing about.
But I have absolutely every intention of burning down.
I find a little kindred spirit in you. And possibly, if there's something inside of me that truly does love you, then I can feel that as well. I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to throw you out or cast you out just because of what you feel that you look like. I'm not trying to judge you or anything like that.
But you fuck ugly.
But I'm high as fuck. I can't look at you.
Are you talking to a gerbil?
Shut up, bitch! I gotta finish. I'm having a conversation.
Oh, this lovely heart to heart, and we're here shitting on it.
Calf Conway.
And if most people that I've met, you know, they just don't like me. They don't like what I do. They don't like how I act. But you seem to be okay with me. Especially for someone who's
I'm not liking this relationship.
It's like she's as ugly on the outside as you are on the
It's a perfect little yin yang.
I feel like we may have connected on a certain level, and you have led me to trust you in a weird way. I don't trust a lot of people now. I hardly trust my friends here. Sometimes I feel like I think they're using me for something.
There you go, using the F word. Don't you use the F word in front of us ever again.
But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Trying to find my place in this world of darkness.
Roll credits.
Damn, well, you can't just title it.
So,
we gonna
You
fuck
still-
again?
you still see your family?
They're all dead.
What happened?
You trying to take my shtick, Bob?
No! My daddy left a long time ago. He might as well be fucking dead. My mother, fucking murdered by some fucking stupid ass. Came in and broke into the house, pulled a gun on her, and bam. He was just fucking there to steal her fucking watch.
Is that why you became a cop, Murphy?
Yeah. I thought I could fix
all the
things,
fucking smack.
but I still got lost in the world. And I still got addicted to heroin. Still dealt around with the dumb shit people that I always dealt around to. Never rose above my status.
Just like that old Jitsu woman said.
I just, you know, kind of maintain this idea that maybe if I tried a little harder, I could become something better. But honestly, I don't think I ever did. But recently, I've taken to try and help out these cruel people. Maybe show them a little bit of I can do something to help out, even if I have maybe an unorthodox way of going about it.
I just want to help, says the terrorist.
Hey now.
Murphyism is an ideology of peace.
Violence.
Peace through violence.
Peace through superior firepower.
I can kind of understand how you feel. My daddy, he's sick. He's got the emphysema from working the steel mill all his life. I know he ain't got much time left, but I can't see him not anymore. Camarilla always told me it was a masquerade breach, that if they were to see me again, that put us all in jeopardy. My mama knows his time's not long, and I don't know how much longer she'll be around once he goes. Once he's not around to take care of her anymore.
Couldn't she obfuscate herself to look like anything?
She could.
Shut up.
But it's not the same, because then they wouldn't know it's their daughter.
Hey,
She could make herself look like her how she looked like before.
20 years ago.
your family's still alive at least. I don't think you want to regret something like that.
I think you could do a lot of good, Murphy, but you're not doing much good just sitting around blowing shit up. You're making enemies. You're making your own vicious circle, you know that? I ain't one to tell you to live your life. Up until an hour ago, I lived in a fucking sewer, but if there's one thing I understand, what you do is what you become. And if you really want to be something more than somebody who just goes on wanton sprees of destruction, I think it's in you. But I think you gotta want it happen first. And she sort of reaches over and hugs you. One of those kind of side hugs where she lays her misshapen head on your shoulder.
I feel like, is that why they called you Suicide?
Suicide. I'll cradle her head and pat her. Say, you alright, Sally. You alright.
But we ain't fucking no more.
So what are you gonna offer to Mauricio?
The meanest head.
Just a slobber knocker.
It's a real slobber knocker.
I was thinking of I was looking at my light handgun, the one with the thing, like the.
Oh, you're gonna trade him a fetter.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you a gun with a dead guy.
That's
A fetter? Now that's something I might be interested in. Tell me, who was the ghost? Somebody important?
not really, just
Why?
it was the president.
Abraham Lincoln!
The gun that shot Abraham Lincoln.
And then he will just, if that was actually Abraham Lincoln.
The best.
So I said, besides that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the show? That's from Scary Godmother. Anyway.
The most goth thing you could watch.
And for Halloween, yeah, what else are you gonna watch?
Scooby-Doo?
He has a point.
Still waiting for that Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover episode.
Anyway, tell me about the ghost. You got my attention.
Like, it's a broad who was murdered by a murderer.
Murdered by a murderer.
Murdered by a murderer. You're a real fucking poet, there, cousin. Alright.
I didn't go to school for poetry. I went to school
I went to school to learn good.
I went to school for finance.
and you saw how that went out.
You went to the same school as fucking Murphy for his thoughts and academics.
Alright. Listen. You offer me some random broad, but a rate is still a rate, I guess. Tell you what. I happen to have here a diary some asshole kept a long time ago. I don't know which Giovanni or Dunsarn or fucking whatever the fucking weird foreigners that we brought into the clan lately, but
Canadians.
Written by some asshole named Cappadocia.
it's got some level 1 rituals in it. That's not a setting term. It's got some beginner rituals in it, something that I think is on your level pretty well.
No, you use level again. Roll it back. Do it again.
You interested?
Sure, yeah, that sounds good.
You realize you're gonna go back to not having a weapon, right?
Oh, I can get one from, what's his name?
He's not a fucking gun store, Adam.
But it's
And
a
the
plan.
guy to the other gun. Well, you killed somebody with that.
It was spooky good.
The ghosts scare me.
Too spooky.
So he's,
I don't even like being here. I'm afraid of the dark.
When I get nervous, I start sucking dick. I'm sorry, Adam.
It's genetic.
What happens if you're in the back of a church and there's crosses everywhere and the priest pulls his penis out? What happens to your character then?
He's torn between the two.
No, he just closes his eyes and prays for it to go.
He's gotta suck the relief out of a hose.
Pray for his second coming.
favorite second coming.
Alright.
I tell you what.
You can't just throw in like a second level Or I guess
I'm more advanced.
let's like a little bit more advanced. Rachel, we're talking about a wraith here.
The wraith is some broad that did nothing, and I don't even know what she can do. Okay. The only reason I really want her is status. You know how the Anziani are about, oh, you got more wraiths, you must be something special. She's gonna go on the shelf, if I'm being honest.
Calling your friend who's a wraith expert.
He's the one that has. I'm trying to sell to him. I can give you $2 for that.
Hey man, that's like a fucking decent meal.
No. I can give you half a blowjob.
Half? Just lick it up and down real fast?
No, he just edges him. You have to finish yourself.
You can finish on my face, but you're gonna have to do it yourself.
I'm not gay.
I just take dick in the ass. That's not gay. It's gay when they come inside, because that means they enjoyed their dick in a man's ass.
According to Marilyn Manson, it's only gay if you could come on you. Anyway, what is your response?
The authority.
And then just so you know, because after this gun, I'm not gonna have any more.
Just so you know.
I will be completely defenseless.
Yeah. And you want your cousin to die, or do you? I don't know.
Kind of.
Yeah. I'm an embarrassment to the family, I know, but
Carlo, what are you doing?
just wonder if I can just get a gun replaced with this gun.
Why the fuck are you asking me for a gun? Go buy a fucking gun. Go to a gun store, dominate the guy into giving you a gun. Go ghoul somebody to kick ass for you. What the... Carlo. This is why. Listen to me. There's one common denominator in all your fuck-ups. And it's you. Self-actualize. You got power. Use that power. Get yourself what you want. This is why we don't let you come around the house no more.
That's because you killed my childhood friend. It's gonna...
Who? Anthony? The fucking Bruno? What the fuck was his name?
Anthony Bruno, I don't know.
Bruno Anthony, Bruno, Tony.
The fuck does that matter? I think we still got his watch laying around. If that much of a bother to you, just pull his ass out of the Sudario.
We do that for me?
No, you're gonna do it, a fungal.
Alright, sounds good then. Would I have to go? Are you gonna drop it off at my place, or should I go to your place to pick it up?
Jesus Christ, Carlo.
Or are you just gonna tell me over the phone?
Okay, write this down. What are your gun stats? Okay.
I'll bring it by your place tomorrow night. I ain't staying long. I'll see you there about 8 o'clock.
Alright, sounds good. See you then, cuz.
I just want him to hang up right before saying, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, great. Bye. Click.
You're the how not to Giovanni.
Oh no, that one's gonna be great.
So, Mr. Byrick Ash, you are you wrapping up your discussion with?
Yep.
So you walk out. You see Louis and Byrick Ash re-entering the room.
I sort of close my notebook and put it back in my pocket.
All right. Finally, the tailor sits up. Ah, Mr. Zantz. Mr. Zantz, I think you're going to love what I've done here. It's a truly unique piece. I've never made anything like this. I've never seen anybody with anything like this. You, sir, will be the talk of the town. He holds up a blazer, and the wolf's head is like a fucking hood.
Yay!
It's a bit silly, don't you think?
Not on you, sir. You, I see this as a symbol of strapping masculine virility, sir. Perhaps on a lesser man it would be silly, but this can only command respect.
Is there some sort of perception fashion I can do here?
Perception fashion?
It is reminiscent of your Pictish ancestors.
It's ugly as fuck, dude.
It's not ugly. It's avant-garde. He probably wrote that word down in his notebook too.
Je ne sais quoi, avant-garde.
Can't say I'm a fan of it. And that was a very rare wolf fur.
Ah, Mr. Zantz, I, of course, do not wish to disappoint. What can I do to fix this? How can I make this better for you?
I was looking more for something like a... You know how Craven kind of has the wolf skin hanging from the shoulders and the back?
I know what that is, but he...
That's how I'm describing
Craven,
it.
sir? Oh, I see.
That's more what I had in mind.
Of course,
Not a
sir,
blazer.
what would I do with the head?
Hang it over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. At once, sir. At once. I tell you what. As penance for disappointing you and not wanting to disappoint Mr. Fortier, I will tailor you a brand new jacket at my own expense of whatever fabric that you wish. Is this acceptable to you, Mr. Zantz?
This is acceptable.
I only take gold-laced silk.
So as you walk out, you see the tailor sort of flopping this fucking like wolf hood jacket.
Is he wearing?
Louis just kind of looks at it and grimaces a bit.
Like, ooh.
That thing is ugly.
I want the material to be human.
Why don't you be made of human skin?
I wanted it be made out of your firstborn.
Oh man, could you actually dominate somebody hard enough to do that?
Yes. Their firstborn child?
No, just like make it out of your skin.
I don't think you can dominate somebody to that level, unless maybe elder powers. I mean, elder powers can basically just do fucking whatever. So.
Plot device.
I mean, yes, I'm sure Ventru himself.
I'm gonna waste plot device powers. You're gonna make me a suit out of your own skin.
That'd be brutal as hell.
So, anything else you want from Mr. Fortier?
Nope.
I think the only remaining thread we have is you feeding with, what's your face?
Baby.
Yeah. How many blood points are you down?
I am down 6.
You are down 6. How many do you want to get tonight?
Just like 4.
4? Okay. I am, just to let the game move along a little bit, I'll say you and Betty can get 2. Jabril will get 4. As she sort of watches, how would you like to teach her to feed? We don't have to make any rolls, just describe to me how you're...
Scrape and lick.
I'm probably gonna demonstrate first how to restrain yourself and to.
How do you demonstrate that?
I'm not too sure, right? Because I'm not a
bad.
vampire, else I'd have to commit suicide. But I'm assuming they can figure out the state that their victim is in somehow, so they can stop feeding.
I feel like if that's true, they wouldn't lose control of themselves in the frenzy so much.
Well, I think that's more because they like it.
Possibly.
Like
You've been around for a while. You've drank enough blood to know how much is a safe amount, and you can.
So,
how many dots do you have in expression?
That's a funny question.
0.
Huh.
I'm gonna tell you what.
4 Mississippis.
How far down is Betty?
She was down. She was up by 4.
Oh, she has 2 blood points left.
No. These are like this is what's used, and this is the pool.
Oh ho.
She's at 8.
She's an 8
Okay. So
with the 2 that you just gave her, but we're still describing how that goes.
right, but so she'll kind of get it. She'll feed till she's full, which isn't that much. And when she says, "Yeah, I think I'm done," It's okay. So it's about that amount that you need. You really don't need any more than that. Okay, I am.
Just fill it up.
Go ahead. I'm fine with. So we move on to the next night. So something can fucking happen this session. Everybody, drop a blood point.
Bleh.
Humanity roll call. Mr. Byrick Ash is at 4. Mr. Murphy Fiero's at 5. How you doing?
5.
Oh yeah, you're at the beast thing. How you?
6.
6. All right. Let's say since you're actually a pretty okay guy, I'm gonna say Mark Zantz and Jabril wake up at about 6 p.m. Right? It's still sort of a dusky orange purple in the sky, but the sun has receded low enough for it not to bother you a whole lot.
How is my jacket looking?
It is fucking immaculate. This guy, maybe Louis worked a little presence on this guy, or dominate, or you don't really know. He worked himself through the night and through the day to have this ready for you. It is exactly what you wanted, exactly what you thought you were getting, and it is scary as fuck because you're the fucking Venture with a werewolf blazer.
Excellent. I'm gonna put it on. Do my standard morning ritual. Carefully laying out my clothes, putting it on.
Why are you doing this in the morning?
The vampire morning.
I like the idea that you go, it's actually morning, you're like, oh shit!
You open up the curtains.
Lo, my dot of fortitude.
Going back to sleep.
Man, how awful it is for a vampire to wake up early, like how humans just can't sleep sometimes throughout the night, you just keep waking up.
They don't have the same problem.
They have insomnia.
What happens if you have like jet lag, like if you just travel to a certain other place?
It's not that like the sun supernaturally makes them sleepy.
Yeah.
They're just like sunlight.
That sounds like a bad reflex. That's like.
I'm going to wake up Miss
Virginia.
Virginia. Why does it still say Amelia? I'm going to wake up Miss Virginia Anderson if she's not already awake.
No, I'm gonna say she's still asleep. She's probably having a hard time adjusting. So
I'm going to go and wake her up.
Hey, wake up.
Mr. Zantz, is that you? Sorry, having a bit of trouble adjusting as she rubs sleep from her eyes.
And then have a drink.
She will sort of... Actually, no, she's gonna leap on that shit hungrily. So you're gonna drop an additional blood point to her.
Down to 12.
And she's not gonna pull herself off of her own volition, so she's greedily lapping at your wrist, sucking almost like an infant.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm going to sort of, after she gets one, sort of push her off.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what came over me.
She is now fully bloodbound. That was the 3rd time.
What did you say was in your blood again?
Proteins.
A mixture of various scientific proteins and vitamins and top-notch science developed for the war effort.
Delicious, delicious science.
I would like for you to give me a manipulation subterfuge, and you can decide how hard you want, because at this point, I mean, the joke's over, right? So her victim of the masquerade might begin to waver.
Bitch, you're a vampire.
If you had actually taken her to battle against the werewolves, it'd have been done. I had a whole like opposite fork of the decision tree that would have happened had she done that, and she would have tried to use awe on the werewolves, and it wouldn't have worked, and she would have gotten fucking smacked into a tree, probably broke a rib. The fucking what's your face? The Greek werewolves. They're all pro women. Thank you. The Black Fury would have taken her back to the Sept to heal her. Then there would have been a whole side quest to get her back. But
I was like, no, I'll keep her safe.
Yeah.
I'm werewolves are dangerous. Even a Venture knows that. So what difficulty is this?
How hard do you want to try to...
I'm not going to try very hard. This is sort of a nonchalant way I'm saying it. As I'm
You
not.
don't-
I'm
you
not.
don't- if you want her to have doubts, you don't even have to roll. You can just be like, some science. Don't even worry. Just whatever.
I'm gonna say it a bit mockingly.
A bit mockingly.
Science thing. Science you wouldn't understand. You didn't get an education.
You're a woman.
I did
They
not
don't
say that.
It's the 40s.
I simply say she didn't get an education because she pursued other things. Like money.
She could have been Lord Byron's daughter. Obviously, she isn't.
Lord Byron isn't the writer, Lord Byron?
His daughter is the inventor of, not the inventor, but one of the main founders of modern computer science.
I did not know that. Wow. Okay. Still, most women in the 40s, it was not a period of enlightenment.
The 40s?
Yeah.
That's during the suffrage movement.
Wasn't that earlier?
I thought the suffrage was in the 50s.
It was.
It started right after.
Okay, whatever. I'm a terrible misogynist. Can we please play fucking back?
Well, hold on now.
Not with without proper academic backing.